Hello, my lovelies. If you want to learn more about me, who influences me, and then just some tips and tricks for makeup with fair skin, then please keep on watching. Hello, lovelies. I'm back. I just thought I would do a get ready with me because I went straight into doing stuff with products and not really anything about me. I did go over what is motivating me for doing these videos. But just some information about me. I do want to talk about is my #1 influencer. And before we get into that, I am going to start with moisturizer. And the moisturizer is my staple, the Tasha water cream. So anyway, one of my favorite influencers, beauty gurus of all time is Jeffree Star. And the reason behind it is because he has by far had not the easy life. He had a rough life. And, you know, and just look at him where he is today. He didn't, his family issues or his personal issues didn't stop him for wanting to reach his goals. The second thing is he doesn't care what people think. And I find that awesome because I am one who can kind of get hung up in what someone thinks of me. I know you can't please everybody, but I just sometimes feel bad that someone doesn't like me. But he does himself, and you know, he lives his life the way he wants to live it, you know, with his boyfriend. I don't think he's with anybody right now, but I've been following him for the last 3-4 years now, and I've learned a lot of my makeup techniques from him. And I decided I was just gonna do not just talk about me or get ready with me, but pick each one, and discuss how they've influenced me, what they helped me with, and of course I would love to meet them all. So with Jeffree, and he's got his own cosmetics line, which is incredible. He must feel so proud of his accomplishments and what he's done, because to take something from nothing and build a whole empire, that's great. That's awesome. That's hot as shit. I mean, you can't get any better than that. So we're done with the water cream. I'm gonna go do my normal primer, the Revlon Pore Perfection Prime Plus Perfecting and Smoothing. But you know what, before I get any further, because I will talk about him more, I want to talk a little bit more about albinism, because not everybody gets, I wouldn't say everybody, the majority of people have the wrong concept of it. I'll never forget in high school, I was with my biology teacher, and the biology teacher is like, we were going over this, because it was the genetics, and it's always the genetics class. And he's like, what is albinism? And I raise my hand, and I'm talking about how, like, I'm even albino. And in the middle of the class, he's like, no, you're not. Excuse me? Hello? I am not? And I really wanted to say, who the F are you to tell me who or what I am or not? So, I love this primer. It's really tacky. It said it. And of course, there's predominantly every single classroom lesson talks about animals. It doesn't talk about human beings. And I was like, yes, I am. I am an albino. And he said, well, you don't have red eyes. You teach biology? Come on. You do not need to have red eyes to be an albino. You can, and I'm posting this in my albinism groups, and just let everybody know, there's a big stigma. Some people like it, some people don't, being referred to an albino, or you can be referred to as a person with albinism. For me, I don't mind being called an albino. I call myself an albino. So, please, I hope that doesn't offend, well, it might offend people, and I'm sorry. Anyway, so you do not need to have red eyes to be an albino. For my foundation, I'm actually using something new. Where was I? I have been looking for the last 10 minutes trying to find my foundation. And I picked that out specifically for today. So I was like, oh shit. Anyway, so, excuse me, I am going to be taking sips of soda. I know it should probably be water. So anyway, where I was talking about, oh, eyes. So basically, the pigment in the eyes with the different colors indicates how much pigment is there. And like I said, an albino can have purple, blue, red. I think that's it. Purple, blue, red, and yeah, those 3 ones. I always said that I would love to have purple eyes because that would look cool as shit. But that also means that's probably like one of the highest vision attributes of it. For foundation, I'm using the Dior Backstage Body Foundation. So I'm really curious to see. It looked okay when I did a swatch test, but we'll find out. So anyway, I have red, yeah, I don't have red eyes. I have blue eyes. And of course, if your vision, if your pigment in your vision is different, it's going to affect your vision. Albinism can affect skin, can affect hair, it can affect your eyes. I have ocular cutaneous. I don't know which, if it's positive or negative, but that means it affects my hair, and I do apologize because my hair is a mess right now. It affects my hair, which is the platinum blonde, my vision, and my skin. I am very fair. Like, I go out in the sun for maybe just a little bit, and I get sunburned. I get sunburned in my car, driving to work. I do have enough vision to drive. I was told for the longest time growing up that I would never be able to drive. And, you know, my parents listened to what the doctors were saying. So without anything, without glasses or contacts, I am legally blind. My vision is 2200 over. And this is like kind of my own coming out right now because not everybody on Facebook knows this about me. Especially my vision, because I received a lot of stigmatism against it. But yeah, so, you know, my parents just followed the doctor's, you know, opinion, and I did have one minor surgery. Not minor, but it was a surgery back in 1981. I was born in 80. So that shows you how old I am. And to help with the movement, and that's what you're seeing, especially in a video. I do my best to look at where I'm supposed to, but it doesn't always work that way, and I can't help that. So I can't apologize for it because I'm not sorry, because there's nothing I can do about it. But that is why. This is going on. I got 2 bug bites. I don't know what it is. The vampire mosquito, because he bit me twice. So, yeah, it just, so it affects my eyes when wearing contacts. Now, like, say there's no contacts and I have regular glasses, so like when I get home, take my contacts out and I have my glasses on, that gives me the 20/70, 20/80. My left eye is my good eye, my right eye is my bad eye. But that's kind of a little changing, so I'll explain that in a little bit. So anyway, with contacts, I can get down to 20/50, 20/60, and that's great. And I actually suffered a huge scare back in 2019. I fell and hit my head, and I got a detached retina, and that means the retina came apart from the blood vessels in the eye, and that was scary because it was my left eye. So, but long story short, I had that surgery, a cataract surgery, and a minor laser treatment, and I'm back to how I was before the retina detachment. So, thank you to the doctors and the surgeons. So anyway, the skin portion. I grew up with a lot of bullying when I was growing up. The worst bullying event I ever had was when I was out in my parents and my sister and I, we lived in an apartment complex. And I was playing on the playground. And these bunch of boys, maybe around 12 or 13, it was about 5 of them. They had switches, thin tree branch limbs. And they took them and they swatted my legs that I was wearing shorts, and they attacked me. And they're like, we don't want freaks living here. We don't want no freaks living in our neighborhood. So this foundation, I'm finding it to be light coverage. I'm going to try a brush and see what happens. Sorry, I want to make sure I fix that. Yeah, this is... Oh, the brush isn't the best either. It is covering up my redness, though. I wouldn't see a lot. Yeah. So this is... I'm probably at a medium coverage right now. But it does look good on the skin. A little bit is coming through right here. But I like the finish of the sponge better. So we'll just keep it at that. It matches definitely. So that's going for it really well. So anyway, so I grew up with a lot of bullying. And I remember coming home and I was crying and I was sobbing. And I told my dad and my sister. And my sister and I would fight like cats and dogs. And she would tease me too. But you better not tease me if you're not in the family. Because, she went after with my dad. They went looking for them and they couldn't find them. But I love you, Gina. But, yeah. That was a crazy event for me. So I can definitely tell with the foundation, it's definitely on... You can feel it. I wouldn't say it's heavy. You can tell something's on your face, but it's not heavy. So we'll let that sit. So yeah, so I grew up with a lot of bullying. So with the skin aspect, I laugh because when I was growing up, I hated being so fair. I mean, like, if I went to the beach and I'm always covered up head to toe, and when I would take my cover-ups off, I swear, I kid you not, people would put their sunglasses on because I was reflecting light. No joke. It was hilarious. And I'm always there with an umbrella above me because I did that once without an umbrella, and the back of my legs, I fell asleep and I got burnt. So I am allergic to the sun. With albinism, you are allergic. So when I get sunburned and I have a little bit of sun on my face from Saturday, yeah, it's horrendous. I can get what's called sun poisoning. I'll get red. The one serious sunburn I've ever had is I went to a Metallica concert down in Baltimore City, and I didn't put anything on my skin for sunblock we were there at 10 o'clock a.m. The concert was that night, and then I left at 2 a.m. the following day, and I was burnt. I came home, got underneath my covers, and my mom basically said I cooked underneath the covers, and I was in pain, and I knew better. I was 19 years old. But yeah, so the funny parts about the skin is, I didn't do this until I was an adult, but I heard one of those spray tans. Oh my goodness. If you've ever watched Friends, I felt like I was Ross, turning back and forth, and missing the spray or anything like that. I did do good with getting the spray, but I so wasn't used to it. I swear. And I was a big girl back then when I did it. And I swear I looked like an Oompa Loompa, because all you had to do was put a green wig on me because I was orange, because of how many times it happened, and regular clothes. And like I said, I was a big girl. So I would have easily gotten a part for Oompa Loompa. They wouldn't have to do any makeup on me. But I did it again. I did do it again. And it worked. And I really did like it. The thing is like all my makeup is light skin. So if anybody has any tips or tricks about that, what to do with the tan, just let me know. Maybe pick 1 or 2 foundations that are darker. But I tried doing one tanning lotion, like you rub it into your skin, and it's supposed to give you a tan, like a moisturizer, but this one failed. I don't know if you need to have melanin to use it. So if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know. So I'm going to set my foundation. I love setting it. I'm using my go-to, which is the Nakia Joy Cosmetics. Oh, so let's go back to Jeffree Star. So Jeffree Star, I don't know where he lives now. But I love how he does his tutorials. He's hilarious. He is so knowledgeable, and he's honest. And that's so hard to do. I mean, like, there's so many people out there, and they say it doesn't happen, but it does. We know that they'll give an opinion about their product because they're being paid to do it. And I like Jeffree Star because he doesn't care. He's going to give his honest opinion. And I love the beginning of his channel when he's like, and welcome back to my channel. I love that. And his products. Oh my goodness. I love his liquid lipsticks. They're, and when I say, let's see if I can find them real quick. I can't find them real quick then. Oh yeah. Here they are. This is just a handful. Like his liquid lipsticks, velour liquid lipsticks. If you want a good liquid lipstick, I mean, by hands down, it's the best formula. You can't go wrong with it. But, you know, he's just so knowledgeable, and he talks about different techniques. I really learned about my eyebrows from him because, like, look at them. Can you see them? I mean, it's... So he taught me him and Nakia Joy taught me how to do my eyebrows, because that was hard. But I got it down. So anyway, and he's got all these Pomeranians. Oh, they are so cute. And I love with him. I watched the episode when he flew out to, I don't know where he was flying out to, but he was flying out to pick up one of the, I think it's Dynasty. A lot of his dogs begin with the D, like Diva. I swear, I think the little pup's name is Dynasty. But I just love how real he is. You can see how he treats his employees that work for him, and I think that's great. It's hard to find really good bosses. So I love his products. I don't have any of his palettes. I really wish, please, Jeffree, pretty please. If you made a palette, I love bright colors, but you know, maybe like a nude palette. I love nudes, especially for my skin tone. Don't get me wrong, I wear bright colors, but just a nude palette because I love the formulas of his palettes. I just have a hard time of coming up with color combinations. I don't recreate the wheel. I'll I admit I'll copy off of someone else and do the exact same look when they explain it, because that helps me get used to it. I'm good at applying shadows, but I'm not really creative on like what shadows go with what. And some people tell me, hey, it's just makeup. You throw it together like art. And until someone told me that, I was like, well, I'll be damned. I love this foundation. I love it. It's not creasing. I really like it. So yeah, I just love his stuff. So let's see, what else are we gonna do? I am actually going to do my eyebrows off camera, and I want to get into the palette. So I will be right back. I am back. So the eyebrows are on, and this is the biggest tip that Jeffree Star always told me, because I would be slaving over them for an hour just to do 2 eyebrows, just to do 2 little baby little eyebrows. And the thing is, because I was trying to make them so perfect, but then I remember him saying eyebrows are not twins, they are sisters, and that made such better sense. So I feel much better about that. So, and for people who are very fair, I used to do my eyebrows very light when I used to have red hair. And that's a misconception. So all you teenagers out there, if you're told you can't dye your hair, not by your parents, but that you can because your hair is, it can be dyed. It can be dyed. You just need to find the right person to do it, because they need to put color in your hair first, then they put in the color that you want. So it can be done, because that's what I was told when I was a teenager, that my hair couldn't be dyed. Or if I did do like a box dye, it would only last like 3 days. It would just strip right out. But I have a great colorist. Absolutely a great colorist. If you are in the Baltimore area, Baltimore, Washington metro area, please see Crystal Smith. And if you want to find out where she's at, I can let you know. But shout out to you, girl. I've been with her for I think 12 years now, and we've done so many colors. So yeah, so that's when it comes to with hair dyeing. But with colors for eyebrows, you can do whatever color you want. I mean, with platinum hair, I used to do my eyebrows lighter than this, but I kind of like the darker look, especially like if you see in my profile picture. I like the little bit of a darker look. It adds color to my face. It's not like I'm putting black on, but you can put on whatever you want. And that's the great thing about makeup. So I have them on. So what we're going to use, and I haven't used this palette yet, is the Naughty palette from Huda Beauty. I'm really excited to try this palette out. Here's what it looks. The palette itself, it looks absolutely gorgeous. There was a lot of rave about this palette, so I'm really curious. And I actually wrote down what I'm going to be using. Like I said, I try to mimic looks. Sometimes I do my own looks, but especially using a new palette, like sometimes I look at the palette and be like, what the? I don't know. So can't hurt to find out. So I am going to set my eyelids with Wet n Wild. Let me get it. I just started, and I like this. I found this out in a video because it dries clear. I used to use the MAC Soft Ochre paint pot, but it would add yellow to my skin, so it didn't look right. So I'm using let me get it. I'm not wearing contacts or glasses right now, so bear with me. I'm wearing the Photo Focus Eyeshadow Primer Base Pour Ombre Puffiers. I know I butchered that one, but anyways, from Wet n Wild. It looks like this. You can easily get it in Walmart, Ulta Beauty, and I got it off of Ulta. So anyway, I'm just gonna prime. I just use my finger, do a little bit, and it dries clear. It looks like it has a little color to it, but it just immediately goes to clear. I've learned there's 2 techniques you can do with shadows and primers. You can put a eyeshadow over the primer to set it. You don't have to. I've heard from other gurus that if you don't set it, your color can last longer. So I thought that was interesting. I've already primed both, so I'm going with both. Put the cap back on. So we're going to use, like I said, we're going to use the Naughty Nudes palette. So the first color we're going to use is Filthy, which is this number 1 color right here. And we're going to do that in the crease. So with Jeffree Star, like I said, he's done so much with his life, and I highly respect that. I can be a little intimidated when doing things, especially change. That's just how I've always been. I'm getting better at that. I just went through a divorce, so of course with any life-changing event, you know, change is definitely is going to be inevitable. So, and we were together for 19 years. So, basically half my life. So, you know, I'm just learning how to be by myself. I do have a boyfriend, which you guys know, but he's an awesome man. He is fully supporting me with my makeup channel. But, like I was talking with Jeffree Star, you know, he encourages me, he motivates me to step out of my, step out of my comfort zone and do something. And I've always wanted to do this, but I was so scared to do it. And some of my friends even were like, hey, you do makeup really well. Now, I will say, I can't do other people well. I did a friend of mine's, and I did my mom, and it actually turned out really well. And I kind of did like a cute little look on my daughter. And that turned out well. So I'm just putting Filthy in the crease. It's a beautiful color. The payout in this palette is really nice. And I do have hooded eyes. So when I do looks that require, I do go a little bit higher up. I bring everything up. So it says in the crease, like with this eye, I bring it a little higher up, just so you can see it over my closed eye. I would love to have those eyes where people can put on makeup look and you can just see it a mile away. Hypnotic increase. So I'm going to use still the same brush. And Hypnotic, give me a second. Like I said, I'm not worrying. That's the only thing sometimes, but I've learned to get used to it. So Hypnotic is this color right here. This one right here. So we're just gonna put that in the crease. So the brushes I use, I use a variety of brushes. Like I use brushes from Sigma, Makeup Geek, Morphe, Sephora Collection. I use makeup brushes from a lot of people. I do have non-name brand brushes like e.l.f. And I love It Cosmetics brushes. Both of theirs are nice. My favorite, I also use MAC, and that's what I'm going to say is my favorite is MAC's. MAC's brushes are, to me, hands down, my favorite. They don't have a lot of fallout with them. They clean well. Okay. And then we're going to use Juicy Stamped. I'm going to stamp that on the lid. Let's see. And into the crease. So I'm using a new brush. We're doing Juicy. Juicy is this color right here at the very end. So you guys tell me, like, what kind of stuff would you like me to go over with makeup? I know that foundation is one that a lot of people have issues with because they don't know what to go with. Like, they don't know what color combination their skin is. The best thing I can say to do is going into a Sephora or an Ulta Beauty and ask a beauty consultant. But like I said in the past, if you, and it's pretty standard for someone with fair skin, if you look at your wrists and you see purple or blue lines, if their veins look purple or blue, and say you wear blue colors, purples, any kind of cool tones, and they look good on you, then you have cool undertones. So I would always stay away from rosy because I would stick to neutral. And the reason why, as I said it before, if you get tested for your foundation on your cheek and you're burned, that instrument's going to pick up the pink. It's not going to pick up the fact that you have color already on your skin, and you don't want pink on top of pink. For me, I try to get rid of that. I try to get rid of that pink. So I always do, what's it called? I do foundations that are on the neutral side. So I just stamp Juicy. But if you want me to do, I'm actually going to do a cut crease today, so you're going to see me do that. And I've said before, I don't wear false eyelashes because I have very sensitive skin, and it tends to make my eyes water. So for me, and my hands shake when I try to do something with that fine motor for some reason. It doesn't when I put my contacts in, but when I do it on false eyelashes, I end up dropping them everywhere. They'll be all on the ground, and then I can't find them. Okay, so here we go. That looks pretty good. So now we're going to cut the crease. We're going to do a half cut crease is what I'm thinking of doing. I'm just looking for a brush. I have one, but it's like a specific brush that you always want to use to do a cut crease. There we go. I usually use a flat brush. And what I'm going to use to cut my crease, I'm going to use Tarte Shape Tape. You can get it from Ulta. It's a great concealer. And if you notice, I usually don't use concealer. I don't need to. And if I don't need to put more on my face, and I do think less is better, I will go all glam out. Like if I'm going to a wedding or an event with my friends, I'm going to make my makeup last to the longest as I can. So to do a cut crease, we're going to cut this beginning portion of the eye, and we're going to do a half cut crease, which means we're only going to go to the half of the eye. And here's a little tip. So I'm not going to use this big applicator. I'm just going to use my brush right here, tap it a little bit, and I'm going to put it right on the eye. Just right there. And then I'm going to close my eye. And it's going to show me how far it goes up on the eye, if you can see that. And then I'm going to actually get a little bit more so I can get more clear definition. I don't want to put the applicator in the brush in the applicator because that's not good. But also you don't want to get too much either. So I want to close my lids. And it shows me that line that's going to give me my cut crease. You see how it is higher in certain points? It goes all the way up past my crease. And that's going to show me where I want to cut the crease at. So I'm going to actually use a smaller mirror for this. I don't want to use my big mirror. I have more control. And you just, basically it's like coloring your eyelid. There we go. You got a cut crease. So I'm going to do the exact same thing to the other eye. Now, in doing anything on my left, right eye is so much easier than doing it. Like, I'm sure everybody else in the beauty community can agree with me on that. It seems like you can do like your one eyebrow really cool, and then you can do your left eye looking like Medusa or something, and your right eye looks like Princess Ariel. You know, that's just always happens to be my luck. And like I said, my left eye is my good eye. So when I close it, this actually went pretty well. And we're done. We have 2 cut creases. And I love Shape Tape. I think it helps cancels out any discoloration. And it's a great concealer too. So I recommend it for both things. So then we're going to put Irresistible on that cut crease. Let me get another brush. Let me get a flatter brush. Let's see, it's Irresistible. And Irresistible is this pink one right here. Right there. So we're just gonna put that all over the cut crease. Let's see if how much of a payout we get with a wet, non-wet brush. It does come out, but I'm thinking we might wanna that looks great. That came out really well. And I didn't use a wet brush. I just used a dry brush. And then just stamped it on. So we're going to do the same thing to the other eye. And this is Irresistible. Let me use my small mirror. We're just stamping this on top of the crease portion. We're eventually going to get another brush and we're going to blend the middle line, because we don't want a harsh line when you're doing a cut crease. You want things to blend in together. And I'm not getting any fallout, by the way. No, maybe a speck here or two, but not in a big thing. It's not something that can just easily be wiped away. So the payout in this palette is gorgeous. So, and then it says to do flower power. And that's what we're gonna do next. We're gonna use the same brush. Flower power is the next one over. So it's this one, which is this flower power. So we're gonna put that on. It's a nice color palette. Very nice. That's the right eye. And do the left eye next. Awesome. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a clean brush and I'm going to go back into Juicy. I'm going to take them together. I'm going to do Juicy, and I'm also going to do the Filthy. Juicy and Filthy. So it's this one and this one down here, and I'm going to soften that center crease. And this is something to always do good at anyway. So I'm just blending that crease out so there's no harsh lines. See? Very simple. So for lower lash line, let's see what we're going to do. Let's do Untamed. Untamed is this one right here. It's like a beautiful purple brown color. So I like to use a small brush, like something as tiny as this, to go in, because it can coordinate better in the underline. Not coordinate. What am I thinking? It can be precise, more precise into that crease. So that's what we're gonna do. And we're gonna do this for both. We're just gonna connect the lower lash line. I do have some pale out, but I got a soft cloth. So what I'm gonna do is wipe that off. And yep, it just came, it brushed right off. So we're just gonna do Untamed on the under eye. And that's what it looks like for the right eye. And my eyelashes always look so funny with eyeshadow on, but but nothing on the eyes. It's just like these little, well, it reminds me of dandelions, those dandelions with the white tops. It almost looks like snow. That's what it reminds me of. So we're just doing that in the lower lash line again. And what I'm also going to do with that on the bottom, I'm going to take a smudge brush. Actually, I'm going to use another pinpoint pencil. It's very small. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Untamed. And I'm actually going to use this as my eyeliner for the top one. So I'm just going to close my lid and add this to the top. And this is going to act as my eyeliner. Don't be afraid to smudge this. I love smudged eyeliner. And is it, I can't believe it's Monday already. And it's probably going to take me a while to edit this video, so I'm doing this March, I think it's the 25th, 26th, I can't remember. So I'm just keep adding and smudging it out. There we go. There's the right eye with the eyeliner, with the shadow as an eyeliner. One of my favorite eyeliners I like to use is from House Laboratories. I had no idea that Lady Gaga that's her line. I had no idea. I had no idea until I saw it in a video. It's gonna be a busy week for me next week. I just can't believe we're almost coming into May. I swear April just flew by. I'm glad the storm's held off, because it looks like it wants to rain. Okay, so it's on. Look at the difference. That looks really nicely. So I'm gonna put my brushes away and we're gonna finish the rest of my, for some reason I always like to do my eyes first and then do the rest of my face, because if I make a mistake, you know, I can easily fix it without having all my highlighter on already, all my contouring on. So I'm going to contour, and I really like this. I just got it in and I was messing with it earlier. It's from Natasha Denona, and the sun is going away. Oh, I hope it holds off. So I'm using, but for me, it works better for me because I do not do well in glare. So this is actually perfect lighting for me. It's actually not too bad. I'm sitting in front of my window, so that helps. So I'm using Natasha Denona. It's a beautiful, cool tone. And for those with fair skin, if you're cool toned, then you want to use cool tone. I guess not even bronzer, just the contour color. And this is a cool brown. Another one I like to use is from Kevin Aquan, and it's a little one, but it has lasted me so long. It's this one, and it's the itty bitty tiny one, but it does the trick, so it does great. And this is a cool light that just says light, and then for this one, this is a cool brown. So we're gonna use this one, and I don't do major contouring. I just do just enough to show the outlines of my cheeks, just to give myself. I don't use it to warm my face up because then it doesn't look right with the rest of my skin, I found out. I mean, like, because if I'm going to be doing warming or stuff like that, like I got sunburn, it just doesn't look right. So you just got to go with what matches your skin tone. And like this is beautiful. I love this color. I've only was messing with it with on my hand and my arm, but this is a lot better than I expected, and it blends very nicely. So I just do the corners of my hairline, and that's all I do. I don't do major. People brush it all over their face like they're getting a suntan, and that just doesn't work with my skin. So I do plan on doing another, like a lotion kind of tan. If you guys can come up with something, can you guys fill me in on what's out there that I can use? That would be great, because I don't want to waste money and not be able to use it. And that's what happened with that moisturizer. It didn't do anything for me. I'm really loving this eye look. It looks really nice. Oh, I gotta do highlighter too. But I'll use my face highlighter for that, and I'll show you. So this looks nicely as well. Gonna do underneath the lower lip. Gonna do the cheek line, which I had no idea this can thin out your face. When I was a bigger girl, it did it so well. And I mean, I still use it because I want my face to be contoured. So what I use for my nose is a flat brush, contouring brush. And this is from Morphe. This is one of my favorite ones. I'm losing my light, but luckily I'm still trying out. I have this one thing I can use for light. Let's see if it works. Apparently I'm doing something wrong. That's one more thing I'm going to have to learn. But learning is great. So I'm just doing the side of my nose. It really does sculpt your skin. Not your skin. Your face features. Looks like I got a little too much on my nose. I'm going to take a brush and blend that out a little bit more. That's better. Okay, so I'm going to use my favorite glazed donut. This is from Ofra. Loving Ofra. And for highlighters, when you have fair skin, you want to stay away, especially if you get sunburned a lot, you want to stay away from those pink tones, because then all you're doing is you're erasing the pink, you're neutralizing your skin when you're not using pink, but then when you're putting a pink highlighter on, you're adding more pink. Of course, I'm not saying you can't do it, of course do it, but I found that when you have pink tones, then just use the other kind, like the golds, the champagnes, the pearls. Those look good too. Like Becca has a slew of different highlighters for whatever you like purple. I even use the purple one. So what I do with my highlighter is I spray my face first. I wait a little bit. I'm using a brush like this, and I'm just waiting for a little bit to dry, not to dry completely. And just like now, I dip it in. Look at that. Look at that in the camera. I learned that trick too. I learned that from Nikki Tutorials as well as Jeffree Star. Beautiful. Now, I've been told that I do my highlighting too low, but again, you can do whatever your heart desires. That's the great thing about makeup. Of course, I don't want to look like a clown. And not saying that people do. Well, okay, yeah. We all know that there's people out there that look like a clown. I'm not going to hide that. So the same thing on this side. If you want to look like a clown, then you go ahead and look like a clown. You do you, boo. This foundation did do really nicely to cover up my red. I can still see it a little bit, but it did take a majority of that redness out. So I'm going to do tip of my nose, the bridge, my Cupid's bow. And now I'm actually going to get an eye pencil. I'm going to use an eye pencil and do that in my eye. And that'll be my, I love using my base highlighter for my eye highlighter. Look at that. Do the same thing in my inner corner and then do it on the outside. So, before I put my lipstick on, well, I'm going to spray now. Probably put my hair up a little bit. I'm only doing errands today. Decided to do pretty glam. See, I did my hair really quickly. I just did a quick little pompadour. So, lipstick. I have no idea what color lipstick to use. I'm just so scared of using like a bright fuchsia lipstick because I would screw it up. So I have no idea. I just need more practice with color lipsticks. I do have some different types of lipsticks, but I swear I just do not do a good job. That's one of the things I really need to work on. So I'm just gonna do this cream lipstick. I swear I keep dropping everything. Let's go with this eye color. That turned out well. And then last but not, I'm going to spray, then do my mascara. And the reason why I do that is because sometimes the mascara gets wet and then it gets all over and it's hard to clean up. So let's do my spray. I really love the De-Slick All Nighter Hairspray from Urban Decay. So I always spray and then fan it out to help set. I'm really loving this makeup look. I'm still red right here. Yeah, I can still see that. Luckily, that's not my bad side. That's my bad side. This is my good side. But, yeah, I can still see it a little bit. But the makeup look turned out great. Then I'm going to use the Morphe setting spray. It's a very fine setting spray, which I really like. Hair turned out well. It was just a quick updo. So let's do that mascara. So I am going to use the Better Than Sex mascara from Too Faced. I know that's a staple for a lot of people. Let's put this on. I can never do this with my mouth closed. And again, I don't use falsies. I know it would make my looks look so much better, but my eyes just can't do them. There we go. There's one eye. I mean, you can still see a difference between the two. I mean, especially with the stark, you know, the platinum looking eyelashes. Sometimes I do a double layer of the Better Than Sex. And then I'll use, I think it's, I don't know if it's from Laura. I'll have to, I have it right here. It's in the red tube and it's called Super Fan. I can't see who makes it at this time. I think it's Lancome. I think that's who makes it. Right, I'll double up on those. Like once this dries, I'll do another. And there we go. That's it. The finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I appreciate just us chatting. Well, me chatting, but you know, you get the point. But you know, I'm happy to have shared a lot of information about myself, and please keep on watching because I'm going to have a lot more content. Please tell me what you want to see, and I'll be more than happy to do it for you. Thank you guys again. Thanks. Bye.